So here's my object or my class. And then what I need to be able to do is I need to be able to add and remove songs, which means I can't have a variable for each song that I have to add because I can't have unique variables. How am I going to add songs? What if I want to add 100 songs? That would mean I'd have to have 100 variables here to capture all of those. So remember what I showed you last time is instead of having a variable to capture each song, we're going to create a list, and then we can add songs to that list. So I say li playlist is an empty list. And rather than creating songs that are matched to variables here, I'm just going to say li playlist dot append, and then I create the instance of that. So in this, see, this is the old way. I'm creating a variable that holds that instance. But in this case, I'm saying I'm going to create a playlist and I'm going to add the instance of that song. So if I want to do that, then it saves me some time. Of course, now if I want to print the songs, I'm going to loop through my playlist and print them. So I'm going to say for OB song, for each song object in my playlist, I'm just going to print OB song. And now that, oops, I did something wrong. What did I do? Oh, there we go. I forgot to say it was a song instance. There we go. So now there is my playlist. Okay, so I'm going to go through one more exercise that shows you the steps for adding a song. I'm not going to give you the whole app today, but I do want to give you a good jump on this. So if I want to add a song based on user input, I need to get input from the user to make sure that this works. So I'm going to say str name equals input song name, and I'm going to say int year, and notice I'm not going to do any error checking here, but I definitely should. I'm going to leave that to you though, and I'm going to say int. I'm just going to convert that to an int right here on the fly, and I'm going to say year released, and I'm going to say str rating input rating from 1 star to, again, this is where I would want to do some checking to make sure that I'm entering something that works. So let's say I want to add that to the playlist. So I'm going to say li playlist dot append, and I'm going to say str name int year and str rating. Oops, forgot something. I need to append a song. There we go, song. So I'm appending an instance of a song. I'm creating an instance inside that list with that name, that year, and that rating. So let's see how this all plays out. So it's going to create the object, it's going to create the list, it's going to add these two songs automatically and then print it out. Then it's going to ask me for this information and add one more thing, then print everything out again. So let's try it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Current file. That's not the current file. Oh, there we go. Decided to import something for me. Sometimes PyCharm is so helpful. There it is. Song name. Okay. In a Michael Jackson kind of mood today, I guess. 1984. You can see that I'm aging myself. I'll give that one 2 stars. Okay, so there is, again, how satisfying is that? I don't know, like if you're as pleased by things lining up as I am, but I find it really satisfying. That's just all so neat. So I can, anytime I do this code, that will add it for me. If I want to list the songs, I list the songs here. Let's say I wanted to list the song with its index, because that's going to be useful, right? You have to be able to refer to the song. If I wanted to list the song with its index, I might want to say int index equals 0. And then I might want to say something like print f int index. I'll just, I don't think I'm going to do more than 100. Let's just do 3 here. 3 spaces plus, no, I'm going to use comma. Okay, so the reason I'm using comma there is because I can't add an object to this, and so that could get a little hairy. What might happen is I might get an error, but let's run it anyway and just see how it goes. So, song name, beat it, year released, not really true, 2 stars. Okay, so it doesn't like that because it can't I can't concatenate a string with an object. So what I have to do here is I have to have it print on the same line this string and then print the object on the same line. So now when I run that, if I say, you guys got the idea. Okay, so that's a good start, but look over here, oops, all of them don't have the same index, right? Because the index has to increase for each one. So what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to put that here. And then for each index, I want to add 1. So now I'm gonna just print the ones that are in my database so I don't have to retype that stuff every time. So I'm gonna just create these 2 songs and then print them out with the index. Okay, so there's my index 0 and 1. And that way I can access, remember, if I want to say print, let's say I want to print the first song, index 0, I want to print the title. So if I print li playlist, index 0, str name, okay? So I'm saying I want the first song, index 0, in the playlist. I want to print the name of it. Thriller. Let's say I want to print, or let's do this. Let's say I want to li playlist 0, set rating to 5. Okay? You've changed the rating for Thriller to 5. Okay, so I'm addressing that member of that list. using that index. So printing these out for the user and saying, which song do you want? I want song 0. You feed that into here, and then you can set the rating or print something out or access that information. So I want you to spend some time thinking about it, playing with it, building on this. You can build a whole program around this based on what you already learned in the class.